Now before we get started, thanks. Thanks a lot. It means a lot. Those that are jumping over from the old channel to this one, and if they are, and they know the reason that I moved, if not, really doesn't matter. When it boils down at the end of the day, it doesn't matter why, it matters that I made the move, and I'm doing this. So, again, I really want to start finishing out this trunk. The last piece is obviously the whole back panel there to cover up all the junk. It's going to be fun, to say the least. Yeah. Alright, I want to explain this, why I did this and then did that. The only reason I did this is because it's easy to see. Now this, to get this line where I want it, which is basically on this flat right here, in a good gap. I want a nice little gap so it's not trying to interfere with this line, the initial stamp. So, I take a piece of tape and I run it down through here. Now I'll take one more piece of tape, go over the top of it. Doesn't need to be smooth. That way I can do, you know, like when you were a kid and you used to take a piece of paper and stick it over like a leaf and scribe it and you'd get the lines from the leaf. Same concept. Quick update. Oh, how you can see my lines here. Decently well. So I've got the outside, which is going to be cut perfect, and then the inside, which isn't. I have the line where it'll be cut. It's a 2-inch line, and then this is just some little scribble line that I drew out just to give it a little bit of room. So if I'm over, say I'm hanging over a little bit further than I want right here, I have buffer room so that this doesn't get cut down and then this be too short and it looks like it shrinks and then gets bigger. So simple. So yeah, jigsaw time. One thing I didn't think about is getting this area cut off because the tool is guided by the back support stuff, that right there. So yeah, not exactly sure. If the holes line up, those are going to be like chiseled out, which is probably what I'm going to have to do here. Figure out what the gap is right here and then draw a line and chisel it out, and if I take out too much, whatever, that's what Bondo's for. Quick little update. You can see I rounded the corners and I kerfed it, I think that's how you pronounce it, and it's soaking right now. So that is barely done. There were one every 2 inches. You can hardly tell. I put tape on it because as I was moving it around it was trying to break. So well, it's not all lined up, but we got 2 of the tabs in. The curve around, it's not perfect, but that I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the center right here either. I wanted these 2 tabs on the outside lined up. There's a little bit of massaging needs to be done on this one to get it exact. Distances is good. Everything fits in there. Only problem is some of the little fingers on this side broke off. Corrected the problem on that side. No big deal. When I Bondo glass it, which is what I'm getting ready to do to hold everything in the curve shape like this, and exactly where I want it to the line right here, I will slip those pieces back in. Yeah, this is turning out to be a disaster. The other side's gonna be so simple. It was because more of those fingers kept breaking off. Too much water is what did it. and I started moving it around and being too rough with it, and it wasn't dry. If when I had it up on here when it was wet and I dried it with like a heat gun or a blow dryer, it would have been fine. It's not that big of a deal. I think it'll hold good enough. And I can fill this spot in. All you have to do is run tape over it, hold it with your hand, put like a couple layers till you build it up to the back side, then you sand it all smooth, and you won't see a difference between the pieces. So, but it's proof of concept. I said that last time, I think, but I cut a bunch of stuff out. This is, I don't remember if in Drive Life I was working on this. I may have been. I've got one episode about it, I know that, on this channel, and then I've got this. But we're out of time. I'm calling it quits. Going in, I got to do my normal job stuff. And tomorrow, we're going to the shop because sound system, finally. Most of everything's there. Still waiting on jail to ship out the C2 components and the C2 coaxials, I guess. But we can still do all the wiring. We can still get everything hooked up, the signal processor, all that stuff. We can get it, everything all perfectly hooked up, and probably, hopefully build the Lexan for the sub, or the plexi that goes around the sub, because it's got to come back here so I can paint it, plus carpet, I guess. We'll see what we get done tomorrow. We probably won't get to the carpet, just because they're still not final, because we got to cut the hole for the amp, and you'll see what happens in the next episode. Thank you for all the mad support. This is Villain Garage Works. It's going to take me a while to roll that one off the tongue. Have a good whatever time of the day it happens to be. And remember, if you fail, figure out another plan, go with it, and it might work. It was close to a tagline. It was just too long.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school. So you can feel cool. Give it to me, baby. Baby. Yeah.